Hello and welcome back, Nintendo Wii U fans. And I mean it, Wii U fans. Even though the last video seemed to be quite negative towards the console, I think the underlying fact is that we all actually really like the Wii U. It's just such a shame it wasn't more popular. But we've already done the video explaining where Nintendo went wrong. Be sure to click here if you haven't seen that one already. And today we wanted to take it on a little bit more of a positive spin. So again, I got hold of a load of my YouTube friends and I asked you guys. About 500 of you filled in the survey, and now we have the definitive best games for the Wii U. Now, this is how it works. I asked you guys to give me your top 3 games. I gave 3 points to your favourite game, 2 points to your second favourite, and 1 point to your third favourite. Looking back through the results, practically every single game released for the Wii U ended up on this list. So I had to cut it back ever so slightly, and I only featured games that had at least 2 votes. Sorry, Tank. And thanks to you guys, we do have that definitive list. So let's get into it. I'm DJ Slope, these are my friends, which by the way, the links to their channels are in the description. It's time to look at the best games for the Wii U. So here's the countdown. Place your personal bets in the comments section below and keep an eye out for the names of everybody that voted for the games. In 30th place, we have Wii Party U, with only 2 points.
I bought the Wii U for my kid's birthday, and his favorite game on the Wii was Wii Party, so Wii Party U was the title to grab and is currently the most played. A must-have for family fun.
In 29th place, it's Mario Tennis Ultra Smash with 3 points. In 28th place is Affordable Space Adventures with 4 points. In 27th place, Mario Party 10, Rumbo and Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush all get 5 points.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is so fun to look at. The Wii U was full of colorful games with visual energy, and being a big fan of claymation, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse made for a great touch platforming adventure.
In 26th place, Game & Wario, Monster Hunter Ultimate 3 and Devil's Third all get 6 points.
Game & Wario was a mainstay at any gaming party I hosted. The goofy and crude humor kept the laughs coming, and, well, we just got addicted to playing Sketch with the gamepad.
In 25th place, Fast Racing Neo gets 7 points. In 24th place, it's Zelda the Twilight Princess HD with 9 points.
So my second favourite Wii U game of all time has to be The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Okay, it is a rehashing of the classic GameCube version, but again, I've really enjoyed going back into this, and I found it very, very different using the gamepad as well, because I do think that adds nice additional features, you know, being able to kind of look down, see your map, and if you're just playing on screen only, it is just phenomenal to see the refreshed, warm textures. Really is an up step actually graphically from the GameCube version.
In 23rd place, it's Sonic Lost World with 12 points.
As much as Sonic Lost World is an unabashed ripoff of Mario Galaxy, I can't help but love its charm and fun gameplay. It's certainly not a perfect game, but it is one of the best Sonic entries released in years, whatever that's worth.
In 22nd place, it's Lego City Undercover with 13 points.
Lego City Undercover is incredibly funny. It's like GTA meets Lego bricks. The world is vast and is packed to the rafters with surprises and secrets, which from an egg hunter's point of view is perfect.
In 21st place, it's NES Remix with 14 points.
As a retro gamer, I needed to have in my collection the ultimate NES Remix Pack. This was before I knew that the mini NES was being released. Damn it!
Of course, I'm a huge retro gamer, so I gotta go with the Ultimate NES Remix Pack. This was the perfect game for me. I know it's an infomercial, basically. This is like, hey, check out these classic games, and then click here to purchase the full game. I know it's like an infomercial demo game, but it actually made me a better gamer on these classics because some of the challenges you have to do made me have to really work for it. Although Ice Climber still sucks. That's not gonna change. True story, Ice Climber does suck.
In 20th place, it's Star Fox Zero with 15 points.
My third favourite exclusive is Star Fox Zero. I loved Lilac Wars on the Nintendo 64, so it was great to see an HD version for this era.
Second favorite is a bit of a controversial piece, it's Star Fox Zero. Even though Star Fox Zero has its shortcomings, you have to admire the fact that Nintendo's at least understanding that we care about Star Fox 64 above all else in the series, and this was an honest attempt to bring that magic back. Couple that with enjoyable character redesigns, interesting new ideas such as the Chicken Walker, it shapes itself up to be what I consider an underrated classic.
Star Fox Zero, another series that needs the spotlight. Whether you know it as Star Fox or Star Wing, I've always loved this from back in the SNES days. And although the original wow factor wasn't quite present, this release feels like a true Star Fox game.
In 19th place, it's Paper Mario Color Splash and Project Zero with 16 points. In 18th place, it's Zombie U with 30 points. In 17th place, it's Captain Toad Treasure Tracker with 33 points.
You know, I'm such a huge fan of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. It's my favorite mini-game from Mario 3D World, and they turned it into its own game for like half the price. It would have been like if Capcom released a Street Fighter 2 car demolition game, or if Sega released a Shinobi Shuriken throwing star, you know, something like that. They did that with Captain Toad, and I love it. It's great.
It's an amazing game. Often gets overlooked. It's a wonderful title.
I'm a huge fan of the character Toad. I have been since the cartoons and playing as him a lot in Mario Kart 64, so it was great to finally get to play as him in his very own game. This puzzle platformer was excellent for quick casual plays, and I really hope they make more of these in the future.
Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker was also a fun diversion from Nintendo's regular IPs. Again, this was another game that took me completely by surprise, as I didn't really imagine it was possible to expand the small Captain Toad sections from Mario 3D World into a whole bloody game. But to Nintendo's credit, they did it, and it was fan-bloody-tastic.
In 16th place, it's Nintendo Land with 36 points. In 15th place, Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE and Yoshi's Woolly World equally get 39 points.
And last but not least is the game I keep forgetting the name of. It's the Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei crossover game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions or something like that. Which I liked way more than I thought I was going to. They meshed the whole pop idol thing with demons and RPG elements, and they made a Kamen Rider reference very early on. It's an incredibly solid game and one of the best RPGs for the Wii U, hands down. If you haven't played that, go check it out.
Yoshi's Woolly World is not only one of the most beautiful Wii U games to date, but it's the most charming one too. The gameplay and controls are finally polished to the perfection in comparison to the original Yoshi's Island game. Plus, co-op was a blast up to a point.
And finally, Yoshi's Woolly World. And, you know, it's kind of an overlooked 2D platformer.
In 14th place, it's Pokemon Pokken Tournament with 46 points. In 13th place, it's The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD with 64 points.
My favourite exclusive so far has to be The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. I say so far because I know that Breath of the Wild is just around the corner. I remember when I first played Wind Waker on the GameCube, and me and a friend thought that it would never need to be remade because the cel-shaded graphics were timeless, but I was wrong. The GameCube version still looks great, but I love the Wii U version for two reasons. Number one is that it's got a huge graphics update and lots of little minor tweaks that just make it so much more fun to play. And the second reason is that Wind Waker was a very underrated Zelda game, so it's great to see a new generation get to play it too, and hopefully some people appreciate the game.
The second on my list would totally have to go to The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, because now you get to kick Ganon's ass in higher quality.
Number 3 goes to Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker HD. Wind Waker is hands down my absolute favorite Zelda game, and getting to re-experience its cel-shaded glory in high definition was just mind-blowing for me.
Next would definitely have to be Wind Waker HD. Even though it's an already beautiful game, a game that's going to look amazing forever, they just made it look that much more amazing. Like they just turned up the bloom and they couldn't stop, and it's so shiny and beautiful and HD-ified. They took something I already loved to death and made me love it even more.
I also think Wind Waker HD is a really good exclusive. I'm sure they'll probably bring out Wind Waker for maybe, let's say, the Switch or something. But I think for the Wii U itself, I think it made, Wind Waker look so good. And I love Wind Waker. It's my favourite Legend of Zelda game. So when I saw it, first of all, in HD, and it looked all lovely, and everything's more, or seems to be more, clearly laid out with using the tablet and things like that, it just seemed to work really well. And I thought they did a really, really good job in bringing the game back to life. Because I know it was very popular on the GameCube, but you know what, it's sometimes good just to see old games pop back up and become really well loved and popular again for old and new audiences, and I think Wind Waker was just really good at doing that.
In 12th place, it's The Wonderful 101 with 66 points.
I am on board with anything that Hideki Kamiya is directing, and The Wonderful 101 didn't disappoint. Although it did have some control issues, it was a unique experience with some epic moments that I think ended up being entirely underappreciated.
The Wonderful 101, one of the earliest games for the system and still one of the best, massively underappreciated.
Wonderful 101 was a great little gem, and you do not often hear people talking about it that frequently either. An almost Pikmin-esque superhero-like adventure. I had a lot of fun with that one, and seeing as the Wii U never sold that well to begin with, I doubt that there are that many copies out there in the wild. Today's Wonderful 101s are tomorrow's Burning Rangers, so buy this one before it's too late.
In 11th place, it's New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U with 70 points.
I think Super Mario Brothers is just awesome. I think keeping it very much like the side-scrolling platformer, keeping it retro, I suppose, is the place to be, and I think it did it, but with more bells and whistles, lots of challenging levels, but equally a game that you could get into really, really easily.
In 10th place, it's Hyrule Warriors with 79 points.
Being hardcore old school Sega, I've never held any type of love for Link or Zelda, but I do like a bit of mindless Dynasty Warriors now and again, and Hyrule Warriors is one of the better ones by quite a distance. Everything it borrows from Zelda manages to improve the base Dynasty Warriors formula to the point it stands on its own.
Obviously, my first choice is going to have to be Hyrule Warriors. Being a massive fan of the Legend of Zelda series, I have admittedly gotten a little bit bored of the samey formula. I remember being hyped up for Skyward Sword at the time, and unfortunately when I actually got round to playing it, it wasn't that exciting for me. And when I was at Hyper Japan as well a few years back, they were sampling Triforce Heroes, and that didn't even take my interest. And when it actually came around to watching the trailers for Hyrule Warriors, I got super psyched for it, honestly. And when I finally got it, it really did live up to the promise, and it is one of my favourite purchases.
And last but not least, Hyrule Warriors. You get to destroy massive armies in the Zelda universe. Come on, this is an amazing game and thoroughly addictive.
Hyrule Warriors came out of left field, Hyrule Field. It was Zelda, but reimagined as a beat-em-up or hack and slash, or really, a Dynasty Warriors game. Count me in.
9th place, it's Pikmin 3 with 80 points. Absolutely, hands down, without a doubt, Pikmin 3 is my favourite game for the Wii U. But let's be honest, it could have been better. I love the Pikmin franchise, all of the installments up to this day, and the 2-player game mode with the extra DLC was really welcome. Let's just hope they bring the deluxe version out for the Switch with a nice online option. Nintendo, the ball is in your court.
And another game that I knew that I would enjoy ever since I saw it released was Pikmin 3. I haven't played the original Pikmin, I've played Pikmin 2 and I enjoyed that, but Pikmin 3 is my overall favourite out of the two. It's just an amazing little game and I really do hope that Nintendo release a Pikmin 4 for the Switch.
I'm a huge fan of the Pikmin series, and when I think of the games that brought me over to the Wii U initially, Pikmin 3 is right at the top. Not only is it the best looking Pikmin game ever released, but it also makes use of the gamepad on the Wii U incredibly well. Before the release of this entry in the series, I really wasn't a huge fan of the way the game's controlled. It's not like I couldn't play the games, but I always felt that there was something missing. And when I played Pikmin 3 for the very first time with that gamepad, I realized what it was. Being able to play Pikmin 3 with a touchscreen made the experience far more easy to understand and a lot more fun to play. And I personally believe it's the best entry of the Pikmin series they've ever made.
My top 3 favorite games. Well, my number 1 is definitely Pikmin 3. If you're a fan of Pikmin, you had to wait a very long time to see a sequel. The last time we got a true sequel to Pikmin was on the GameCube. So to see it come back in full force with stunning new graphics, new Pikmin types, and an overhaul to the presentation, it easily became my favorite Wii U game.
In 8th place, it's Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze with 98 points. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Yep, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was better than New Super Mario Bros. U. Not taking anything away from that game, but Donkey Kong Country was a real 2D platforming challenge. So much so that after I finished it, I really did feel an overpowering sense of accomplishment. Not many people bring this game up, but it's definitely worth adding to your collection. In 7th place, it's Xenoblade Chronicles X with 144 points.
Xenoblade Chronicles is my 3rd pick. I played a ton of JRPGs in my time, from Terranigma to Last Story. Xenoblade Chronicle X is easily one of the best JRPGs ever made. It's an expansive adventure that needs to be experienced.
And rounding out the 3rd on my list is Xenoblade Chronicles X. Cause how awesome is it getting lost in a world that isn't your own?
Xenoblade Chronicles X, as even though it lacked the certain magic that the first game had, as it didn't really have a main character who had a voice or a personality, although I did have mine voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. That said, it did have a giant, beautiful world to explore, and they gave you a huge mech that you could fly around in, and that kind of made up for it in a weird way. And if having a talking main character is more your thing, I guess that's what Xenoblade 2 for the Switch is for.
And the final game I would have to go with is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which once again is a game that you wouldn't expect on a Nintendo platform. Sort of an open, massive world RPG that was just really well done. There's so many secrets and hidden things and just things to discover in the game. It's such a fun game, and there's so much to do, there's so much to see. You could put hundreds of hours into it and still not experience everything. So it's very interesting how diverse the Wii U's first party lineup was as far as exclusive content is concerned, because it was really just amazing how many different sort of games we saw within that.
In 6th place, it's Super Mario 3D World with 237 points.
One of my favorite games for the Wii U was Super Mario 3D World. It was a pleasant surprise to me. It was a ton of fun, and the multiplayer wasn't completely chaotic.
You know, I gotta go with Super Mario 3D World. It's Mario. It has that Mario charm, the right amount of difficulty for me. It's perfect. I love it. And my kids love it too. It's one of those few games that I can actually play with my kids, and we're all kind of at the same level, if that makes sense.
Having not 100% beaten Super Mario 3D Land, I couldn't give two shits less when 3D World was revealed. The 4-player looked clunky, the cat suit was gimmicky, and what was shown just looked like an overall step down from the Galaxy series.
and then I played it. I can say 3D World is not only my favorite Wii U title, but it's fantastic. Level design smooth as butter, controls and bright, vibrant visuals bring me back to play through it again at least once a year. Toss a couple friends in with some brews and prepare yourself for some all-night screaming. After the orgy.
Third would be Super Mario 3D World. Should have been a release title for the Wii U, could have sold systems, dribbled out a year after with not much fanfare. Okay, so it's essentially an upgrade to Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, but with different levels, but for my money, it's the best Mario game for a home console since Mario 64.
Mario 3D World was great fun. I wasn't expecting much when I bought it really. I assumed it would basically be a HD version of 3D Land, but the game was much deeper than that, and I ended up enjoying it more than the Mario Galaxy games. A massive shout out to Champions Road too. That level was bloody top notch. An old school level of challenge, but in a 3D environment.
It's hard to go wrong with any mainline Mario game, and Super Mario 3D World had me enamored from level 1. Sure, it's not as grand or sprawling as something like Galaxy was, but it was a great evolution of the 8 and 16-bit style of Mario adventures.
Super Mario 3D World, it's just classic Mario goodness.
Super Mario 3D World was an awesome game. I loved it. We played it all the way through. We even did the completion with 4 players, and that tells you a lot about a game when a whole family gets involved and tries to complete it from end to end.
Number 3 would be Super Mario 3D World. When this game came out, I absolutely love this game. It's a unique Mario game. It's not so much linear as most Mario games we're used to playing. It's got more of a 3D feel to it. Absolutely love this game.
I would argue one of the best games ever released on the Nintendo 3DS was Super Mario 3D Land, and the sequel to that, Super Mario 3D World, available on the Wii U, is by far one of my ultimate favorite experiences to have on the console. Not only do you get that really fun and addicting platforming gameplay that only Nintendo seemingly knows how to design, but you also get a co-op experience that's really fun to play with a group of up to 4 friends. Great level design, amazing sound effects, and wonderful visuals, this stands out as one of the best Super Mario games ever made.
If only Super Mario 3D World was a pack-in when the system launched in 2012, it would have felt like the 1991 Super Nintendo launch all over again. A perfect Mario game.
Super Mario 3D World is one of those rarities, a multiplayer platformer that plays so well and doesn't give preferential treatment to player 1. The levels are so well designed and incredibly unique, while the difficulty curve is pitched so perfectly. But what seriously impresses is the way that Nintendo have crafted a game that keeps showing you new things all the way to the very end.
Super Mario 3D World is basically Mario 3D Land 2.0, and it's a ton of fun to play. While everyone is ready for Super Mario Odyssey, this being the final linear Mario game we get for now, it's a good one to take a break with.
In 5th place, it's Super Mario Maker with 253 points.
There were many things about Super Mario Maker that were good and bad. I mean, the good thing was that it gave so many people a chance to express themselves in games, to create their own levels, to get a start on level design and game design. At the time, I was working in a college, and a lot of the game design teachers who were there were really excited about the prospect of teaching people game design through using Super Mario Maker. Of course, the bad thing about it was when you're playing expert mode and you come across a level that has 10,000 Kaizo blocks and 1,000 bloopers. That was always a bad thing, but on the whole, it's a pretty damn good game.
With being such a long-time fan of the Mario games, it was amazing to finally be able to build my own levels. It starts off with just a few simple tools, but as you play for longer you unlock more items and game generation styles such as Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. The ability to upload, share and play your friends' levels was really cool too.
Number 1 is Super Mario Maker, which I think was just a really incredible way to kind of give players the keys to the kingdom and give, level design a shot. And I think what people came up with was super awesome, and it was cool to see like all the social aspects and just see how huge that game got.
As for Mario Maker, who wouldn't enjoy handcrafting your very own Super Mario level, made up of some of the most recognisable materials to hand, including blocks, enemies and traps, and then allowing others to test out and curse at? What's not to love?
Number 2 would have to go to Super Mario Maker, which was a very surprising title for me personally because I had no idea that this game would be as fun or addicting as it's become for me. Hell, I'm actually still making levels for it.
When this game came out, I was super excited, and when this game was released, it definitely didn't disappoint. I love Mario games, as you can tell from this list, and the fact that you can create your own Mario games and play other people's levels and creations, it's a brilliant idea by Nintendo. That is number one on my list.
If I was asked to pick one game alone, one single game that stood out amongst everything else that really showed you what the Wii U was capable of, that game would be Super Mario Maker. This game takes making levels for the original Super Mario games that were 2D based effortless. You don't even have to think about it, and not only is it really fun to make the levels, but it's even more fun to play other people's creations. This game had me hooked for days upon days, and it really is an experience you could only get on a Nintendo console. At least until they released the game on the 3DS a little while later, but before that happened, the only way to play an experience like this was on the Wii U.
I also think Mario Maker's a really good exclusive. I've only played it once, I believe. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't own a Wii U. But when I played it, I really got into it, and I just loved how people got creative freedom to do all these Mario levels. I thought it was really fresh, a really nice idea, and some of the levels were so entertaining and so much fun to do. We had a laugh out of it. There were some moments when I was really intense, and it was just like a really good experience, really. And I did like the 100 Mario challenges, and that was a lot of fun, and I really like how they did like the old style, the new style, and more like Mario World and stuff like that as well. So I think that was just a really good exclusive to really bring into the Wii U. It certainly brought it up at a time when everything seemed glum.
In fourth place, it's Splatoon with 316 points.
Splatoon consumed my summer. It was such a fresh breath of air in the shooter genre, and with constant patches and updates, it showed just how Nintendo could win the online gaming scene.
Two of my choices would be two very obvious ones, very Nintendo-ish. One of them being the new IP, Splatoon. I thought that was absolutely incredible. Enjoyed it a lot, and still do enjoy it to this day.
One of my other favorites was Splatoon, which was a ton of fun. I mean, you wouldn't think that Nintendo would design one of the most fun competitive online shooters, but there you go.
Splatoon, I cannot get enough of Splatoon. First played this down at EGX in 2015 and we queued for absolutely ages, but it was well worth the queue and it was well worth the wait for the final release. Again, got some really nice DLC that kind of came out, introduced some new maps, and I just find it just so therapeutic just to spray the entire map with bright, vibrant coloured paint. I really enjoy this. The servers tend to be pretty stable as well, so in terms of your online functionality, I think Splatoon really does hold credible value. It seems to be one of those franchises now, or rather one of Nintendo's franchises that really is up there. And whenever you kind of go to an expo, there is heavy Splatoon point of sale alongside your Super Mario. I mean, it really is up there. I absolutely love it.
When it comes to the best games on the Wii U, top of the list for me, no doubt, is Splatoon. It totally shook up the entire shooter scene and proved that there's still innovation to be had, even in a genre as stagnant as that.
Splatoon was my absolute favorite exclusive because Nintendo finally pushed for another IP, and not only that, they managed to freshen up the shooter genre with their own twist. It's one of the few Wii U games I'm still playing to this day.
In third place, it's Bayonetta 2 with 336 points.
Bayonetta 2 would be my second favorite, as I'm a massive fan of the series. So to hear that Platinum Games would be getting another shot at things, I was overjoyed. The game was everything I wanted and more. A great fit for the Wii U.
Bayonetta 2, the game I bought a Wii U for. Big fan of Platinum Games and very glad they had the chance to make a sequel. Is it as good as the first? Debatable, but as you get 1 and 2 in the box together, who bloody cares? Beautiful playing, beautiful looking, brutal insanity.
And then I think the final one for us that games you loved would probably be something like Bayonetta 2, just amazing graphics, great sort of story, backstory to it, and a thoroughly fun and enjoyable game.
Bayonetta 2. Man, I still can't believe that this game got made, and exclusively for what would be considered the least likely system for it to happen on, no less. That the first print run came with a mostly enhanced version of the first game made for an insane deal. That package made for what I considered to be the absolute best game on the system.
I guess I'd have to top off my list here with Bayonetta 2. Absolutely love this game. Not only do you get to kick major ass as a girl, but you get to live out your fantasies as playing one in black laced leather.
Bayonetta 2 is simply one of the best character action games ever made.
While Bayonetta 2 is a rather short title, it was nothing but non-stop, relentless action, beat the crud out of everything from start to finish, married together with awesome combat design and colossal bosses finished off with some of the most incredible moves.
The first pick I want to go with is Bayonetta 2, solely because the only reason that Bayonetta 2 exists is because of Nintendo, and it's a very anti-Nintendo game when you look at it in the grand scheme of things in terms of content, in terms of violence, in terms of language, sexuality. It's a game that you wouldn't expect to be on a Nintendo platform, and it really shines because of that. It's a very stylized game. It's a very fun game, and it's honestly one of the best games I've ever played, period. I love that game to death, and it's just so much fun. There's so much to do in that game, so much to see, and it's just a really well-crafted game.
Bayonetta 2 is easily my favorite exclusive Wii U game. It's not ashamed of what it is, despite all the public outcry over its mature themes and content. Its amazing combat mechanics combined with its gorgeous visuals and over-the-top story make it a one-of-a-kind game that's deserving to sit on every Wii U owner's shelf.
And who could forget Bayonetta 2? This is probably the best looking game on the Wii U in my opinion, and whilst it's not quite as climactic as the original, the overall gameplay is basically perfection.
First off, definitely Bayonetta 2. I think that is such a good Wii U exclusive, and I'm absolutely gutted it's not on any other console, because I think Bayonetta 2, it's gorgeous, it plays really well, it's funny, it's just so good. I just absolutely adore Bayonetta 2. I couldn't put it down. It's probably the only game that I have asked someone to keep on going around their house just to play. It was in fact my brother who owned it, and I kept on asking him if I could come around after school to play it. But I think it looks gorgeous. I love Bayonetta. I think it plays really well, and it's just a really good story and everything. But I'm so sad it's not on the PS4 or anything. I think it should. Oh, it's just so good. Such a good exclusive.
Bayonetta 2 is one of the most thrilling and exquisite action games in existence, a ballet with bullets that boasts some serious action and a tongue firmly in its cheek. It's arguably Platinum's best game since Vanquish, and my favourite game on the entire Wii U system.
In second place, it's Mario Kart 8 with 365 points.
Well, let's start with Mario Kart 8. That is definitely my favorite. Its sense of scale and attention to detail are just overwhelming. I love racing games, and the Mario Kart franchise was always something to look forward to since the very first title, released in 1992 for the Super NES.
My second favorite exclusive was Mario Kart 8. The perfect local multiplayer to play when your friends are at your house. At least at the end of the night when you need a break from GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. If you don't have fun playing Mario Kart 8, then you're probably dead inside. There was even 4 reimagined Nintendo 64 tracks, so it was a great trip down memory lane.
My most played game on the Wii U without a doubt is Mario Kart 8. Ever since Mario Kart 64 I've played and enjoyed other titles, but nothing seemed to quite capture the magic until this came along. The graphics, tracks, music, everything was absolutely spot on. This is now my favourite Mario Kart game of all time. I absolutely love it.
Mario Kart 8, amazing game. My probably favourite version, my favourite Mario Kart. It always used to be Super Mario Kart. That used to be my favourite. Super Mario Wii didn't even top that, but Super Mario Kart 8 does. And I keep saying Super for some reason. Mario Kart 8.
A game that I didn't think I would enjoy as much is Mario Kart 8. Now I love Mario Kart as a whole, like Mario Kart 64 is one of my favourites along with Mario Kart DS, but it kind of felt like how many Mario Kart titles can Nintendo actually release before it actually grows stale? I actually didn't purchase this game, someone gifted it to me for my birthday, and I'm actually glad that I received it because now it's one of my favourite karting titles. And it's just a fun little game, and even the DLC is freaking adorable. I actually purchased the DLC for about £12 shamelessly, no shame, I don't regret it, it is amazing.
I'm a big Mario Kart 64 guy. That's been my favorite Mario Kart game since the Nintendo 64. But I think Mario Kart 8 was just phenomenal. I think it's by far the best in the franchise. It looks amazing, it plays great, and I think that has really set the standard for where the series goes in the future.
Mario Kart 8 was the game that easily held my attention the longest of any of the Wii U exclusives. Not only did the game feature free online multiplayer, and not only was it a fun party game that was easy to pick up and play, but it also featured kart customization, a feature that I've always loved in games, and the ability to play as Link on a motorcycle.
There are obviously lots of Mario Kart games that are excellent, but this one brought back the speed and also the fun of the Mario Karts. You could pretty much play it seriously, but you could just kick back and have a lot of fun with it.
I've enjoyed previous Mario Kart games, but this is easily the best, and actually knocked off that Sonic Transformed game on the Wii U, which was my favourite kart game before this. The DLC was fantastic, the battle mode, okay, that's probably not the best, thank God they fixed it for the Switch. The one game that's definitely been played the most on my Wii U.
Now, I know I've cheated a little bit with Mario Kart 8 because it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch, but for me, it is an absolute standout game on the system. It is so much fun, and it deserves to be in this list 100%.
The next game would definitely have to be Mario Kart 8, which just felt like a proper evolution of the series, although the battle mode, of course, was pretty weak. But the courses, the downloadable content was done so well, and everything just looked so great and felt so sharp and crisp, and I just love that game to death. It has infinite replay value as well.
I love the tracks. I love the fact you could, when it came out initially, you could play online. Really a lot of fun. I love the use of the gamepad with this game.
I didn't think it could happen, but Mario Kart 8 unseated Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed as my favorite kart racer of all time. It's so good that I'm going to happily purchase it again once it releases on the Nintendo Switch.
Now this should have been a launch title. It's the series everyone anticipates, and this does not disappoint. We've got superb graphics and speed. The only disappointment for me was the cutback battle modes.
Mario Kart 8 was my favorite game in the series. Seriously, it gave me a sense of childhood giddiness that I hadn't felt since Mario Kart 64.
Mario Kart 8 is probably my favourite of the entire series. Now, it's gorgeous, the jazzy soundtrack is incredible, and it plays fantastically. Years on, and my wife and I still play a cup every now and then, so we're very much looking forward to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch.
You can't deny how awesome Mario Kart 8 is. Great by yourself, online, or with friends and local multiplayer. Mario Kart 8 nailed the kart racing formula. Except for the crud battle system.
And in first place, it's Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U with 391 points.
Of course, you can't talk about Wii U exclusives without talking Smash Bros. Not only was it packed with characters, but there was so much game packed into it. From Classic Smash to Classic Mode to the new Smash Tour. There was just so much to play in this game, and friendships to ruin as well.
Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U would have to be my absolute favorite for the system. It's one of the first in the series where I actually really just sat down and tried to learn all the pro techniques, and they supported the game with some really killer DLC.
Hands down, my favorite is Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, it is just fantastic, an absolute perfect fighting game.
Smash Bros. 4 and Mario Kart 8 are the best local multiplayer games I can recall being released from a AAA developer. Period. While they both took their missteps, Smash Online, Battle Mode, you won't find more refined, in-depth, and rewarding fun for everyone in the room than giving these a spin. Just make sure you leave items off.
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U would be number one for me. Personally, I think it has the best roster of the game so far, and for biased reasons, having Cloud Strife included in the action was a dream come true for me.
My final game, Super Smash Bros., is an absolutely amazing party game. When you have 4 or more people over at your house and you all play it, it is phenomenal. And they have smashed it with this one. Excuse the pun. They've smashed it. It's brilliant. There's so much in the game and there's so much fun to be had. I absolutely love it. Super Smash Bros. For me.
Now, the third in the line is Super Smash Bros. Wii U. I don't agree with all the choices that they made for this game, but I'm a humongous fan of Smash Bros. In general. And I do love a lot of the characters that they brought into this one, such as Little Mac, Cloud, Mega Man, and Pac-Man. And a lot of sprinkles of nice ideas such as Omega Stages, 8-player Smash, For Glory are features that I hope remain in the series' future.
Super Smash Bros. Was another obviously incredible game, fixing pretty much all of Brawl's issues without going full melee and excluding everyone with a full-time career, even if those careers are in video games.
So there you have it, guys. 36 games ranked in a top 30 format, which were all voted by you guys. Thank you to all of the commenters and the YouTubers that contributed. If there are any channels on here that you don't know, I definitely suggest checking them out by going into the links in the description. And be sure to check us out next time when we'll be looking at the worst Wii U games released, again voted by you guys. And I was very surprised with how that list turned out. But anyway, this is DJ Slopes signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.